Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel if you're a returning subscriber, and if you are new here, welcome. Today I'm going to be doing the layouts for the last week in January. In my devotional faith journal, I'm going to be doing specifically the scripture writing layout, and I'm also going to be prepping also the last 5 days in January. In my journal from the quarterly subscription. So let's take a look first at what I've done for last week. This video will be quicker because I've done all the reviews of the setups and things that I've done so far in this devotional faith journal since starting it in January, and I will link it in the eye above. That way if you want to take a look at that video and see all of that, but we're going to go through quickly what has been done for this week. So for this past week, last week, this was the prayer dashboard, and as I've stated, I'm just writing out everything that's on my prayer board hanging, or I should say it will be hanging. I haven't hung it up yet, but my prayer board, that is going to be hanging in my room, just as like a secondary reminder of what I am focusing on, what I'm praying about, among other things. This was last week's, am I in the right? Okay, I think I'm too far back. Yes, forgive me. This was last week's. All right, scratch that. This was last week's. Yes, it was very simple. So again, same process. It's the same every week, writing what's on my prayer board. So this was last week's scripture writing. Sorry for the shaking of the camera. This was last week's scripture writing layout completed. I'm going to show you the dailies that I've done. The dailies consist of an affirmation, prayer, gratitude, devotional notes, evening reflection, and then the more notes page. I base my affirmation and prayer and gratitude on whatever the scripture focus is for the day based on the scripture writing and journaling prompts for the month of January. So, for instance, last Monday was Galatians 5:16. So what I've been doing with the more notes page is writing out the verse and doing a little bit of verse mapping and just doing a little bit of contextual reading and reviewing of it. So I'm not just writing down the verse in my scripture writing section, but I'm really digging into it to get all the meat out of it that I can. So, and then sometimes I will highlight like I don't want to say theme of the verse, but phrases that will stand out. So for Galatians 5:16, I put walk in the spirit because it says, "This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh." So that's why you'll see that there on those pages. And for the devotional notes, I am using the devotional for Battlefield of the Mind. Been reading that daily, so whatever notes I take from there, highlights, I'll jot them here. And then the evening reflection is where I'm jotting down the journaling prompts. It's between here and that quarterly journal that I am putting down my responses to the journaling prompts. So that was Monday. This was Tuesday. I'm renewed daily. I noted some quotes from the devotional Battlefield of the Mind, which were really good. And one of the quotes was, "Where the mind goes, the man follows." That is so good. And this one says, "Keep your mind going in the right direction." I have been enjoying the renewing of the mind for the entire month of January. Almost bittersweet sweet to see it end, but we're moving in the right direction. So this was Wednesday. This is Thursday. Wednesday was guard your heart. Thursday, search me, O God. That was one of the memory verses. So I took stickers and put it where I can read it and review it all day and get it down in my spirit. So that was awesome. This was Friday. Yep, this was Friday, which was God's thoughts and ways are higher than mine. Yes, they are. This was Saturday. Okay. Peace. And this was today, Sunday, which is when I'm filming this video. So this was Sunday. Okay. Put on Christ. Yes. Okay. So sermon notes. Today is Sunday at 3 p.m. I am behind. I have listened, but I have not taken my notes, so I have to go back and take my notes. But I've got my pages prepped and ready to jot down all the good stuff in the sermon notes. But this week has been a trying week. Pain has been a constant, unwelcome companion this week, I must say. And then last night's sleep was just interrupted. I live near Daytona racetrack, and they had something going on all night into this morning. So there's that. So got up late. Today started off on the wrong foot, and we all have days like that, but I'm still going to go back, take my sermon notes. I've been doing these journaling pages, end of the week journaling, just jotting down thoughts and things that, have just, I need to remember from the past week. So I've been just decorating some regular dot grid paper, and that's how I've been doing my end of the week journaling, which I am not done with either. Hey, we all have those weeks when we get off, or days, right? So that is it for me. So week 4, I contemplated, should I do a full week? But then, the majority of this week that we're into is going to be Monday through Friday, is going to be January. January ends on Friday, and the first begins Saturday. So I'm going to go ahead and do a full week for January. And then next week, I will do my February monthly and first week layout for February, since there's only 2 days in February this week. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to just do the week of the 27th through the 2nd of February and do the scripture writing layout in here. All right, so that's all we have to do for this portion. Let me show you what my completed layouts look like for last week in the journal. So this was Monday. We've got Tuesday, Wednesday. We've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then today, Sunday. So those are my completed layouts. All right. Those are my completed layouts. So we're going to do the 5 days left in January, because this journal is just for January. And I planned it out so that it ends exactly on the last page. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which will take us from the 27th to the 31st. And then I'll have to start the 1st in the January journal. So today what I'm going to do is do the layouts for January 27th to the 31st. But then I'll do the 1st and the 2nd in the February journal. I'm thinking off camera. And then when I come back next week, we'll do the full week next week. But I'll show you what I've done when I come back, just for time's sake, because here's what I want to do as well today. So I've been holding the pages as I've been completing them. So again, this is January, and we're going to be finishing it up and moving into February. So I've been holding my journaling cards here, and I found a very cool way to use them. I believe. So they've got some really nice scenes, and it's like I almost don't want to use them in that kind of a way, but we're going to still try. The floral ones will probably work out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I'm going to use these journaling cards to make page markers. I'm going to take 2 of them to make page markers and 2 of them to make just tags. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. Okay? If you're looking for ideas on how to use your journaling cards. I mean, besides just writing down a verse, and it could be your favorite verse out of what you've out of the scripture writing plan, there could be one verse that really stood out to you. You can definitely write it on here and then put it somewhere where you can just read and meditate on it during the day. You can definitely do that with the journaling cards. You can take the journaling cards and you can write that favorite verse and put it as a tip in. And if you're not sure what a tip in is, you're taking some tape and you're taping it on the edge. That way it's tipped into whatever page you want it to be positioned in. And that way you can flip it back and forth and read it. But I'm going to do something a little different that I saw, and I'm going to see how it works. I don't know how it's going to work out. I'm going to try it, and we'll just see. And for this portion, I'm just going to speed up everything, and we're going to get these layouts done, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about it. How about that? Enough time taken. Let's go. Okay, so I'm going to first start by working on the journaling cards, creating what I was trying to explain a little while ago, which is to take the journaling cards and cut them at an angle. What I'm trying to essentially do is to create a corner page marker. So it will sit on the corner of your page. Don't know if you've seen them around, but I did see, I can't remember who it was exactly, but I did see someone creating the corner page marker, and I thought it was so cute. I really wanted to go all out on this corner marker, corner page marker, but I said, you know what? Let's not take a year and a day, because even though this is sped up, I did take a while. If you can see me doing measurements, punching holes, I even punched a hole in the faux tag on 2 of the journaling cards before deciding I wanted to add some washi and stability to the part where the hole is, and had to go back and punch the hole again. So I didn't want to take too much time because I really wanted to go all out on the tag. So another day, or perhaps with the February box, we will work on some corner page tab. I'm calling them page markers. Let's just call them page markers because it's becoming a tongue tie. Page markers. But these page markers that sit on the corner of the page, I had a whole vision, but like I said, I didn't want to take too much time in doing that. So I showed you how they function. Now I'm just going on to do the layout for the scripture writing, and then I'll do the layouts for the journaling pages after this. So I'm not going to yap. I'm going to let you watch what I'm doing on screen, and then at the end I'll come back and we'll talk about what I did and how I put the pages together, because I didn't know what I was going to do with the journaling pages, but I like what I did, and I'm going to incorporate that again. So you'll see when it comes up. Stay right there. Okay, first of all, let me just apologize because the video I realize is not showing up clear. This is the issue I had a couple weeks ago. I'm going to work on that once I can get my whole office situation together. But anyway, I am showing you the journaling pages, and I love how these final pages turned out. I used most of what was left and maybe a little extra because I had some little oops items that I was working through. That's how I got all the extra dolls. Of course, I'm the owner. But yeah, I love how look at these two pages here that are framed with the washi and then cut on an angle on opposite corners of the page. I love how that turned out and how it looks when you are turning the pages. So be prepared. I'm going to be using it in January. I'm going to be using it for the January journal. And then I did not waste anything. That scene that was included on the envelope for the January, I glued it in the back page. So didn't want to waste that, and I'm glad I put that there. So love how those pages turned out. Didn't put the dates in the date, but I did put it afterwards. And this is my prayer dashboard for this week and my scripture writing layout. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you are new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and select the notification for all. That way you don't miss my next video when I upload it. Again, thank you all for watching. I will talk with you again later. Be blessed, everyone.